everybody. Hello, welcome. I'm Patricia. Here we are at our delicious recipes today. And my grandson's here. He's going to stop in because he has something to tell us. So here we are at Easy Plant-Based Recipes. And we are making the DIY hummus. It's actually called Basic Hummus with DIY ideas. And we're going to make 3 different kinds. We're going to make the basic hummus, and we're going to add our hot peppers. Get that, hot peppers. That's the cue, Matthew. So my grandson's going to explain to us, what do you think? What is your favorite kind of hummus that Grandma makes?
The hot hummus.
And what do you like about the hot pepper hummus?
How spicy it is.
Awesome. So I'm going to make that with the basic recipe. Okay, Matthew, we'll get you back in a little while to try it for us. And then, check this out. This is the roasted carrot and the roasted beets. So we're going to add that in. I'm making a double. This is going to be a quarter of it. There may be extra there we'll have as a trial. Oh my God, I forgot to have him try it, but it's so delicious as is. Okay, without any further ado, we have to start. Because easy plant-based is not taking a long time and it's not hard. All right. 1 can, 15 ounces of chickpeas. The recipe is below. You will see it. I will be putting it in. I got 2 cans. I am putting in a food processor. You can use a blender for this as well, whatever you have. All right. Another thing you can do, and this says it on our recipe sheet or on our recipe below, you can copy them. You can use black beans if you want for these recipes. You can use, and I buy the bent cans sometimes. Oh my God, they work very well. You can also use the cannellini beans for this. This is another beans that goes really well in making hummus. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 3 tablespoons of tahini. Now, tahini, as our recipe states, it is an option. You don't have to use the tahini, and you can use the amount that you want. But because I'm doing double here, I'm going to use at least 3 tablespoons. Let me put it out here so you can see what I'm doing a little bit. 3. And tahini is really nice in it. I think I'll use maybe 4. 4 good, 4.5. Because you really don't need the tahini. The beans itself do the talking. But I'm telling you, that makes it so delicious. And as I wrote down in our recipe, we are going to have tahini sauces and tahini dressing recipes coming up. We're going to have one of those coming up, one of our classes. And it's also, it's going to be delicious, and we'll show you ways that you can use that. It's delicious over brown rice. It's delicious in salads, and we're going to go through all that. Now, the next ingredient, so we can get going, is our lemon. We don't have lemon, okay? Now, because I'm doing 2, it says 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, or you can use a whole lemon in 1 can. I'm going to use the whole lime because I don't have lemon today. And I wrote down below some of the substitutions that you can do. You can do lime. You can also do, and since I only have 1 lime, and ideally I should be using 2 in this 2 can amount that I'm making, you know, I'm also going to be using some red wine vinegar. Again, I got my tablespoon here, and I'll use about a tablespoon of that. And I'm going to try this stuff. I don't think it's open though. Uh-oh, I'm going to have a little problem. No, here it comes. Sherry wine vinegar. And I explained in another class that I have never used it, but I have heard that you can use it, and a restaurant has used it. I Googled it online with the sherry vinegar, so another tablespoon of that, and the red wine vinegar, and with the lime, and they said it's delicious. I didn't have lemon. I didn't feel like going to the store, so lemon ideally is really good in it. We know that works. I will let you know how this comes out. A teaspoon of salt. Oh, we got the garlic too in there. Let me do the salt first. And it says a teaspoon I am only using, I did rinse these out so that I got the salt. One of the cans I used was, it happened to be an organic chickpea can. So I saved, the other stuff is called Aquafaba. I saved it. And this can thicken sauces and all kinds of stuff. So I saved that little bit. I'm going to put it in the freezer or something. Maybe even can add it to this if I need extra moisture to it. So I'm not going to use quite the 2 teaspoons because they did have some salt in it. And then I'll adjust the seasoning if I see that we need more salt. I don't like to use a lot of salt, so I didn't use quite 2 teaspoons for this 2 can amount. And then it says 1 to 3 cloves of garlic. Now you can use more garlic if you'd like. I'm just using 4 small cloves here because the star of our show today, I love garlic. I probably should use more, but the star of our show today is going to be the pepper. And then I'm going to take some of this. Some of it will be hot. And I will put a quarter of it. Well, actually, at that point, yeah, a quarter of it will be with the carrots and a quarter of it will be with the beets. And I will tell you how that comes out because I'm not going to take all day to show you, but the recipe is there. So there's our garlic, and I just put it in. Oh, one more little one. Delicious, delicious in it. Next thing is the ground cumin. And I am selling my aprons now. The link will be below as well. I used to sell them, and now I started back. This is the blue-eyed. It comes with the brown-eyed, too, if you're interested. As we get more people involved here, we may do that. So, oh, yeah, here I am with the olive oil already. Well, and then I'll do the cumin. 3 to 5 tablespoons. So, again, this, I may add to this. I'm going to do just 5 right now. Actually, 6, because it is more than, all right? And what you can do is you can add more if you need to. As it goes, you may need to add more olive oil. You can also add a little bit of water. I don't recommend it, but if you need to, you can. And the Aquafaba, if you're using, especially want a can that has, less salt and stuff. The organic didn't have a lot of salt. It was a very, very good quality of that stuff. So here we are, and it says 1/4 to 1/2 ground teaspoon. So I'm going to use a whole teaspoon because I'm making 2 of the ground cumin. I actually love the ground cumin, and I may, well, I start as the pepper, so I'm going to use a little bit more, but because I love the cumin in it. All right, and now for our purposes here, I'm using the peppers, and I'm just going to chop them a little bit so they won't get caught in the blades. And I'm going to use about 2. And then we are going to come over. You may not hear me over there, so I'm going to come over and I'm going to mix this all together. All right, and then I'll taste it, see if it needs more salt, if it needs more garlic, things like that. Maybe even more pepper. I do have more peppers because we're going to chop more on top. It could use a little bit more moisture. Like I said, I didn't use the full amount of olive oil, so I'm going to put the Aquafaba back in from one of the cans that was the organic. Okay, I am going to taste it now. It is delicious. You know, it didn't need the lemon. They were absolutely right. This is delicious. It's got that heat, just enough. My grandson loves it with more pepper, so I'm going to chop more and put it on top. I'm just going to show you a little example of how I serve it to him, or if we're having a party. My bowls are in the wash, but so I would put the hummus there, and then I would chop these up. These are previously frozen, actually, and they still work. I don't thaw them out too much because they get, at this point, they may get a little wilted, you know, but in the beginning, I didn't thaw them out too much. I use the whole pepper that's inside as well. And you can see how beautiful that is. It's got the hot pepper. You could be a little more fancy than I did, of course. This is the hummus with the hot pepper. I'm going to call Matthew out in a few, and he's going to try it for us. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this out. And what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put in the, like I say, a quarter of it will have the roasted carrot, and a quarter of it will have the roasted beet. And you can add other ingredients to it. Coriander is a nice idea with the carrot. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of that on. You may have seen me in another class. I ground my own coriander. So I made some here. It was in the coriander seeds that are actually from the cilantro plant. So I got that ready. And the other for that, another thing that you can do for these, you can put crushed red pepper on top. That's another thing that you can add onto the top. Another substitution would be balsamic vinegar if you don't want or have the lemon. So I put that there too. There's so many different things. You can Google and check other things, but this is our basic recipe, what we did without the pepper. And it's the DIY. So you get some ideas there on what you can do or what you can take out. If you don't like cumin, you don't have to use that. If you don't like the garlic, if you want less salt like I did, things like that. So one more thing before we go. We have the sourdough. We're going to toast that up. We're going to have it on that. We're going to have nachos here. We're going to try it on that. Pitas, you can't go wrong. I have the pocketless pitas, and this is the wheat or the habanero and lime tortillas. And I'm going to put this in the pan and like get it kind of heated up, maybe a little toasted, and cut them. And you don't even need the oil because it has olive oil. You can dip that right in. Ordinarily, I would like dip carrots and all that as well in it. Different fruit vegetables are delicious with it, but we're making the carrot hummus, so we've got a variety coming up. Matthew, are you around? Sorry for yelling. Matthew, are you around? I was going to have him taste it, but he may be busy in there. If he doesn't come out in a few seconds, what I'm going to do is I am going to post down below how he liked it. Meanwhile, I'm going to try it myself with the hot pepper. Uh-oh, I may cough. Oh, wait. It's scrumptious. It's delicious. Matthew, you want to try it before we shut down? We're almost ready. Here. There's a little hot pepper on it there.
This is the best right here.
Yeah, and that's got the hot pepper, so that's going to be a little bit spicy. I put the one, it might be too spicy, actually.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Thank you for coming again. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you make the hummus. Please comment below if you try this and let me know what you did, maybe something different, and how you liked it. We'll see you next time. We'll be back soon. We're coming up next with the we have our butternut squash soup with the coconut milk. So check back. We'll be back soon. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.